Hello everybody, Shifu the Cards here doing yet another exciting Gwent database deck design. This one's based off of my first or second one I did called Always Recycle. And I looked at it again with all the new cards that have been released and I tried to maybe spice it up a little bit. So I looked at it and I noticed some good things about it. There's some good things there, but then I went ahead and really focused it and then kind of built it around one card that I think is pretty cool, pretty exciting. Can be, right? So I thought to myself, this card can be is pretty cool, and there aren't enough decks that focus on chickens. So how do I address this? How do I make this a chicken deck become the new chicken meta trademark? And so I did was I looked at it. So what Canby does, a chicken or a phoenix chicken or whatever it is, count down 3 turns after playing, spawn Hemdall, a big 15 beefy character. On opponent's side, remove all glyphs and send all units to the graveyard. Well, that's interesting because okay, so let's play this out. So if you wanted to, let's say turn 1, let's say turn 1 you're going against a monster deck, just because I like to think. For some reason I think monster decks are going to be very prevalent. You're going against a monster deck, and they start swarming the board, and they have all these points on the board in turn 1. You throw down Canby. Pretty much, whatever strength they have in 3 turns is going to be 15. So how do they respond to that? And if you look at it, passive, immune to all effects and special cards, including unicorns, which is okay. So they can't get rid of it. So they're stuck. It basically totally destroys their turn and sends everything to the graveyard. And I thought to myself, everything to the graveyard, you say? What if you have a deck that focuses on graveyard and graveyard manipulation with Canby? And I thought about it, and it hit me. This must have been like the time that Mr. Reese's determined that peanut butter and chocolate could combine into. Now listen, I'm not saying that I've invented the wheel or I've discovered electricity. Certainly, I think it's more important than that. I've discovered a chicken meta. Thank you. Okay, so all right. So what's the deck do besides have fun with chickens? Because you're not always going to get a chicken in your hand. I know that from a fact. I've watched Rocky. You can't catch them sometimes. They're fast. They're slippery, and they're very scared because they're tasty. And if you were tasty, you'd be scared too. So what do? So this deck is based off of the Always Recycle. So you have the creatures that, when they're in the graveyard and then when they're played out of the graveyard, they get stronger. Well, that's great, especially with Canby, because the idea is to send everything to the graveyard where your guys get stronger. I've also changed my hero. And I want to give a shout out to Moltest, who works his tail off on this site and has done this great service for us. Thank you, sir. And I'm being serious. I like to joke around, but I'm very serious about that. So I added Herald the Cripple, and what he does is that when used once in a game, you can give +6 strength to all the creatures in your graveyard. So you see the synergy around Canby. And of course, everybody has Canby Can. What is that? I'm old. I know I look 18. Thank you. But it's from an old song, the Candyman can. In this case, the Canby bird can. And people are whistling at me. It's just really, it's distracting. So back to the deck. So Canby. All right. So you have creatures that. Here's the deck idea. Sorry, I got distracted. Clan on Crate Warriors. They get stronger when they're played from the graveyard. Madman Lugos gets stronger when played from the graveyard. Siegfrieda. Take any non-hero unit from graveyard, play it instantly, increases strength +1 whenever anyone plays a card from the graveyard. You're starting to see a theme. Okay. Ermion. When played, draw 4 units from deck to graveyard. So you're putting things in the graveyard that you can then buff up with your hero ability, Herald the Cripple's ability. And then this synergizes with that. Clan Dunham Pirate. When played, draw 1 unit from deck to graveyard. So you have things that draw your units from the deck to the graveyard so you can then use them. You have a Clan Dunham Pirate. When strength +6 when played from the graveyard. And then you have this guy, Drake Bondu, which sounds really similar to a dish I had at the local Chinese restaurant. But I digress. And it was also chicken. Synergy. When put from the graveyard from deck, play instead. So in other words, let's say Ermion gets him. Let's say a Clan Dun Pirate gets him. It doesn't go to your graveyard. No. This tasty Chinese dish goes from the, instead of going to the graveyard, it goes right to play. It repeats on you. And so did that Chinese dish. Morkvarg. And this guy is also very interesting with my chicken meta. Okay, when removed, return to the battlefield. So let's say Morkvarg's in play. You throw down the avenging chicken on the other side. In 3 turns, everything's wiped. Everything goes away. They have 15 on their side, and you have at least 6 on your side because Morkvarg will come back. So it sticks around, a little resiliency there. I put the Bloody Baron in because he's interesting. If you don't get the chicken, or you don't get one of your priestesses, you can spawn a lubricant that'll act as a resurrector. If it's not going that direction and you just have a lot of creatures on the board, you can play a Botchling, which would then give them resilience. So you get something that sticks on the board. So you have a couple different ways of going, but you're mostly using it for resurrection. Coral, take any non-hero unit or special card from your graveyard, play it instantly. So another way of getting cards from the graveyard. I have 3 decoys because you really want to pull from the graveyard, and really the main way of doing that is with your priestesses. So you want to save them for priestesses and really pull from the graveyard, or Siegfrieda would be even better. So you're just kind of pulling cards in that case from there. Also, you could pull a Clan Dun Pirate to start getting cards in there. So there's things you can do. And then you have the Scorches, you have the Pump Ups, you have the Clear Skies. You know, that's basically take care of monsters and stopping weather effects, and also them trying to stop you. So that's where that works in. But really, it's all about Canby. If you have Canby in your opening hand, you want to play it smart. You don't necessarily want to throw it down. You want to kind of gauge. Maybe you try to win round 1 or set up pieces on the board for round 2 and 3. But Canby is the chicken. It's the killer. It's the one that ends it. So you have to play this card very well to win. Okay. You want to not just throw it out there unless it's round 2 and you're going for the killing blow. And let's say it's round 2 and your only opponent has 3 cards left. Well, you know they're in trouble, and you can start setting up your piece. You've got to have combination pieces with this. In other words, you've got to have a way, if you play this card, if you want to win the round, get 15 points. So if you play the Canby, you want to put like maybe a Clan on Crate Warrior and another Clan on Crate Warrior and another something into play, knowing they're going to go away, but then you have to have a Priestess of Freya or a decoy. So you want to have generally 2 of these. You want to have one Priestess of Freya and a decoy in your hand if you're going to play Canby to get maximum potential out of it. Because then what the board looks like is they'll have 15 on their side. You'll have the ability to go ahead and play a card. Let's say you play a Priestess of Freya. You get back a Clan Dun Pirate. That's 12. Decoy the Priestess of Freya. Play her again. Get another Clan Dun Pirate. That's 12. That's 24. So you win 24 to 15. Because generally the opponent is... I would be very shocked if they continue to play cards. They're probably going to have to pass. Because what happens is, as soon as that chicken hits the field, they know that in 3 turns they're going to have 15 no matter what they do. So they don't want to waste their cards from their hand to keep playing. So they're just going to... As soon as that chicken hits the board, they're probably going to pass. Because there's really not much else they can do. Of course, depending on their hand. So... you need to set up your play. So you need to have 24 points worth of win condition in your hand to get it going. So all you really need is a Priestess of Freya and a decoy, and you can get 2 cards that will give you 24 damage. Or realistically, you could just do a Priestess of Freya and the Superstar ability. So you could go Priestess of Freya, use your Superstar ability, or use your Superstar, your Herald the Cripple's ability to add 6, right? So then this Clan Crate Warrior, for example, would be a 12 in your graveyard. Priestess of Freya brings him back, he'd be an 18. So just with a Priestess of Freya and your leader faction ability, you can. Let me turn this off because apparently my phone is going through some kind of seizure. So you can play it smart like that. So the ability of Herald the Cripple plus Priestess of Freya in conjunction with Camby, those two cards give you 18 points, which would beat Heimdall's 15 on the other side. So it's a win condition off of one play. The chicken plus your ability plus the Priestess of Freya is all you need. And I'm going to have to turn off my phone because apparently everyone is just blowing up my phone right now. So I apologize for that. What was I say? So that's, that might be Camby's call. It might be the call of Camby, call of the chicken. So that's the win condition. You can certainly win without Camby by playing smart, using your buffs. You have a couple of shield smiths in there. You have some commander's horns. Ermion, you're generally going to win turns 2 and 3. The way you want to win turn 3 generally is by go ahead and using your big chicken or going through it like that. Now another way of doing things if you want is you could probably put the operator in, and the operator could then maybe get you the chicken. So the operator could be an ad. You could probably take away the Bloody Baron, or you could take away Madman Lugos might be a little greedy. Take him away, put in the operator if you wanted to, something like that. But it would work really well. I think it's a very solid deck. It's always recycle, the Camby Can edition. And I really thank you for listening through all of the crazy sound effects. That was not intended. That was just a bonus. And then the power apparently went out. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Please join our Discord server. We've had more people join lately, and we really appreciate that. We're growing. We're starting to stretch out into different venues. And you join the Discord server, find out some more crazy information. I'd like to thank some key people, as always, Moltest for, again, this great site. CD Projekt Red for allowing us to do these videos. King Blacktooth, Round of Gwent, Mythic Pilot, a bunch of people on the server, really good. Guard. So we have some great people out there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please like and subscribe and go to Round of Gwent. Check out his site, King Blacktooth. Good. Great streamer, actually. So, thank you very much. You have a great day. Now, I can stop this phone from going completely crazy some more. Wow.